predicted by the entities, particularly after you had an Easter encounter in 2019.
Right.
What specific warnings or timelines have they shared? And before you answer this question, I just say to people out there, there's so much misreporting.
Yeah.
So you're about to say what you've been told. I've done something similar recently. I recently said that people have talked to me about 2027, and I noticed social media exploded with Coulthard says apocalypse, doomsday coming in 2027.
Right.
And it's so funny because all I'm doing as a journalist is reporting what people are telling me. I have no way of knowing if it's true or not. I'm just a journo. You purport to be able to communicate with these non-human beings or whatever they are, gods, beings. What are they telling you about apocalyptic events?
What they told me, and again, I put this in writing back in 2012. I handed it to Timothy Taylor, which he took to NASA, to the Pentagon. That's how the chain of command went. In that, I told him about the orbs and the drones and the rockets. I didn't say drones, but the orbs and the missiles, which just happened. And we talked about all the other things that they told me. One of them was, they didn't say it was an apocalypse, that's funny. What she said was, there will be, when we see Israel and Iran doing their thing and the orbs begin to appear, from that point forward, they're going to begin to awaken the people, and there was no stopping it. And if we went to war, they would stop it.
So you believe from what you've been told, which obviously you can't know for sure, you're only being told this, but you believe from what you're being told that the entities, the beings, are going to intervene to stop us from killing ourselves.
They did that during November, on television.
And disclosure of the fact of a non-human intelligence.
It'll come next year.
You believe next year?
I'm sure. I feel sure. I think the government has got to. They have no choice. Because when these orbs appeared, and it showed them that I was in D.C. and I heard some of the conversation when they said, oh my God, this is catastrophic. If we don't tell it now, they may come back in 2026 and land, and if they do that, we just lost the control of our country.
But it's interesting, it's funny you should say that, because if that's what they're deluding themselves with, nothing would undermine public confidence in government more than for government, I mean, they outright lie. I mean, I can say this with absolute confidence. Sure. The government is lying to the public about non-human intelligence.
Well, let's don't say government, because that's a big word, right? It's millions of people. But I think the DOD is protecting our borders.
But do you think the rationale for why they say we've got to keep it secret makes sense?
No. Other than they're hoarding the technology that they're getting from this, but they're forced to tell it now. They just coined a new term called catastrophic disclosure, and that is if they come here and land, and we've lied about it, they got egg on their face, and they would lose confidence of the people. The whole world would. So they're speeding up this disclosure because this April date might just have something come back here and land and get out.
April 2026?
Yeah.
And okay, you know you've put yourself in it there, Chris,
because
it's going to be Chris Bledsoe says April 2026 is when it all happens.
Well, I said this in my book, so let's revert back to my book. And my book clearly states what Chris said, is the lady explained to me that in April of 26, there would be an alignment where this star, which is a blue star, of Regulus appears on the horizon in front of the Sphinx, and it would be red.
And you know what? This is right.
That's what she said.
I've actually spoken to astronomers. This is the phenomenal thing about this.
Yeah, and she said it'll be red. And when that happens, it would mark a shift into a new knowledge, not an apocalypse. That's what she told me. It doesn't mean Jesus is coming back. There's a new knowledge that's coming. What is that? Is it under the pyramids they've discovered something? Is it the Hall of Records? Is it disclosure?
Now, Chris, I've got to put myself in the position of the splenetic debunkers. They're practically wetting themselves right now. They're so angry.
I love it.
They're sitting there at home going, oh my God, this is
They're
such
just
drivel.
uninformed.
Credulous as cooked up listening to this Chris Bledsoe guy. Why couldn't we believe it? Is it possible she's deceiving you? Even if she is a divine being, an advanced being, couldn't she just be pulling your leg?
Well, she could be, but I can tell you this. When I told this to the government about 2026, I just repeated what she told me. They immediately put remote viewers on it. And all of a sudden, all the remote viewers are saying, oh my God, 2026, 2027, something is going to happen. We don't know what, but something.
But Chris, the official government position publicly is that we don't use remote viewers.
Well, I think we do.
It's very funny, isn't it? Because there are these alternate realities. I mean, I know because I came into this a very determined skeptic,
right.
and I'm finding myself increasingly drawn into the reality that the government is actually doing things in direct contradiction to what it's saying. Does that strike you as odd? I mean, you have people from the CIA, Defense Department coming and seeing you, going away with the most extraordinary paranormal experiences.
Yeah.
And yet their official position is that this is all nonsense.
But behind the scenes, they all want to see it.